and things are getting underway, and I'm just waiting for the signal to go through to OneStream Live, and I'm setting things up now. I'm a little bit late, but we'll get there. And the page is switching over, and the signal will go through to OneStream, which I was talking about earlier today, and then I'm going to go live on Amazon Live. So I'm clicking the button to go live on Amazon Live, and that is starting, and it should go green in a minute to show that it's actually broadcasting to Amazon Live, and it has. So I'm waiting for the signal to come through to my iPad, because we need an iPad or an iPhone to actually broadcast on Amazon Live, and it's come through. So go live. I can now rush back to the studio. Okay, and we made it just in time. That's because I had to take the extra steps. So I suppose the next thing to do is to actually come over here and go here. Okay, this is where I live. This is Devizes in Wiltshire, and I've been living here for the last 10 years, and it is a great place to be. And you can see the town square of Devizes and the monument in the centre. Behind that, you've got the houses, and they're all shapes and sizes, and it is just quite simply a wonderful place to be. As we go off full screen and to me, hello and welcome to this broadcast on Amazon Live. And if you're watching on YouTube or on LinkedIn, thank you. If you want to watch me on the Amazon Live page, then just click the link up above, and that will take you directly to Amazon Live and to the page that I'm broadcasting on. Hello to everybody who's watching on Amazon Live. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to go through a variety of topics, but let's start the show. As you know, I'm very much involved in website broadcasting. So everything I do today will be in relation to website broadcasting. And that's basically, if we start from the beginning, if I go up here to the top, okay, give me a second. I'm back. Okay, so welcome to the broadcast. And this is Lights, Camera, Action. And you are most certainly watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. Okay, and I'm proud to be one of 5 English people actually broadcasting on Amazon Live on Amazon.com. And we're going to start today. First of all, I best explain. We're going to start with the Litra light, of course, and the story of the Litra light. So I'm going to hide that for a moment. Okay. Now you know that this is all about live video, so I'm going to hide that as well. And you know that I live in Devizes in Wiltshire in England, about 97 miles away from London, and I can hide that too. Okay, so now we've gone to picture in picture. I'm going to go side by side, and I'm just going to change the layout of my studio so that you can see us widescreen. So give me a second, I'll change the theme and apply, and there we are, side by side widescreen. Okay, now it's a bit dark in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and switch a light on. Okay, and the light is now on, and as you can see, I am now better lit than I was before. Now, there is a story to this, to my lighting. I used to have 2 soft boxes, one either side of me. And, sorry, just moving the iPad so I can see it. But thank you for watching live on Amazon. I used to have 2 soft boxes, one either side of me. And I got them about 3 years ago. And they projected light onto the wall in front of me, and then the light came back. Now, after 3 years, they had a fair bit of wear and tear. And my partner Angelica said, they're a bit big and they're getting a bit worn. So they had to go, and they were taken off to the local recycling centre. And so for 3 weeks, I broadcast without lights. Then I was watching a broadcast, and I'm going to tell you about it now. I was watching a broadcast with Marco Novo and Daniel Sigmund. Okay. Marco is a great friend. He lives in Portugal, and he was interviewing Daniel Sigmund of Logitech. And as you can see, Daniel is demonstrating a light, and it's that light that I was so impressed by when I was actually watching the Amazon live show that Marco was hosting. And Daniel told us all about the light and that it was released in January 2022. And this is the first light that Logitech have actually made. Now, we know Logitech. Logitech are well known for cameras, okay? Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930. They're known for cameras. But this is their first manufacture of a light. Now, I saw this and I saw it demonstrated, and I went off, I clicked the link in the carousel, okay? I clicked the link in the carousel, the one I've just highlighted, and I went off and I read the reviews. And in addition to that, I actually went off to YouTube and I watched a couple of videos about the Logitech Litra light. And let's just put that name on screen so that we can all see it and you'll know what I'm talking about, even if you're watching on. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. That's not quite right, is it? Okay, we know things can go wrong. And when I was preparing for this show earlier, I was doing it in a rush. So that's the first mistake of the show. Okay, Logitech Litra Glow Light. So I went off and I watched the reviews, and the reviews were good. And they said that this light is better than the other lights, the ring lights. And I actually bought two. One of them is actually up above me now, and I've just switched it on. So what you're actually seeing now is the light actually working. Yeah. So I'm being lit by one of these, which is Logitech Litra Glow. Now, when you get it, it comes in a wonderful box. Okay, like that. Okay, with a big picture, and it says Logitech Litra Glow. And you take it out of the box. Okay, you take it out of the box, and it comes like this. I'm going to put it back together again as it was. This is the light. Just let me make a change at the moment so you can actually see me rather than the text. Okay. Okay, so that's shrunk the text. That's a bit better. Okay. Right, this is Logitech Litra Light out of the box. Basically, you've got cellophane around the base and you've got cellophane on the back. Now, the first thing you need to do when you get the light, take the cellophane off. And then the next thing you need to do is to actually take the cable which is supplied with the light. Now, they have optimized the cable to use with the light. There is no need to use any other cable. All you need to do is to plug it quickly or quickish into the back of the light like that. Okay, that's how it fits. The other end of it goes directly into your PC or Mac. Okay, it needs to go directly in order for the software to work. You can operate these lights manually. Okay, but let's go through what it can do and then I'll show you it on. First of all, you can bend the light forward. Okay, so mine is bent at an angle like that and it's pointing down at me. Okay, then you can angle it to the left or to the right. Okay, so you can, it's very versatile in where the light is actually pointing. The light at the moment is pointing directly on me, but I have to say that the light itself is not, it's a soft light. Okay, and it's not invading what I'm seeing. So it's, I know it's there, but it's not glaring at me, is what I'm trying to say. Now, so we can adjust the light there. The other thing we can do is we can lift the little shelf and the little shelf then goes over the back of the monitor. Now mine is over the back of my BenQ monitor, which is down the carousel. If you want to know about any items I'm talking about today, you can go through the carousel, click the link, that will take you to the page, and you find out more information. Okay, but I'm going to show you, and I'm going to demonstrate these lights, and I'm going to demonstrate the software in a moment. Okay, because I can control the light just by clicking the on button. Okay, so the light is powered, it's connected to my PC, and you can see that I can actually move the light around, and the light actually gives a glowing light. I can switch it off again. Okay, so on and off. If I switch it on again, then I can adjust the warmth or the temperature and the brightness using those controls. Now, this works out the box, just plug it in and you're done. Okay, onto your monitor and you're away and working. But there are other things you can do as well. You can take this stand off. Okay, twist the light, the stand will come off, so you can put the stand down, and then you can put the light onto a tripod stand. So we've got the tripod stand here, just demonstrating that it's got 3 legs. You could put the tripod stand and the light together, and then the advantage of that is, rather than being fixed on your monitor, you can use the light anywhere on your desking. Yeah, so it's versatile and it's mobile. Okay, so far so good. Oh, by the way, you're actually watching me today on a Logitech Brio camera, just so you know, and I'll be looking at that later in this broadcast. So you can put these two together, and that then gives you the ability to move the light anywhere on your desking. Now, I have this second light lighting up my demonstration area, and you'll see it in action shortly. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the software that's actually supplied. Now, when I say supplied, it's not actually supplied. If you take the box, okay, the box has a QR code on it, and you can scan the QR code and it will take you directly to the software, and you can download the software, install it on your PC or Mac, and I'll take it from there by actually sharing the software. So I need to put down the tripod stand. So I've put the tripod stand and I've put the light down, the Logitech Litra light. So they're safe. Okay, my hands are now free and I can come back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share, and I'm going to show you the software that actually controls the light. And I'm going to show you that we, in fact, if I get hold of the right piece of software, because I've got several to show you today. So I've got the software, and I'm going to come and I'm going to bring the software onto the screen, he said. Okay. All right, so that's the software. Okay, and this is for the Logitech Litra Glow, and I'm going to take it off full screen, and we are now, he said, in a second. I'm going to hide that because I don't need that anymore. Okay, I'm going to hide my second camera. Okay, and I'm going to hide devices, and eventually, in a moment, this has got a mind of its own at the moment. Bear with me, I'm battling the software to actually take it off screen and hide it. So the only thing that's left on screen in a minute. See, my studio is playing up. Just a moment. I'm going to come back to me. Okay, my studio is right. Just let me hide a few things. I'm going to hide that. Okay, I'm going to hide that. Okay, the thing about being live is that with a live broadcast, which is what we have at the moment, not everything goes exactly according to plan. I know this. I've been broadcasting for 6 years, and if things go right, then there's something wrong. So back to where we were a moment ago. We're having fun, and I'm going to go picture in picture, he said, and I've shrunk myself. So I can actually take that heading off because you can see the software that controls the Logitech Litra Lite. Okay, you download it from the website, use the QR code on the box, and the software is then installed onto your machine, be it PC or Mac, and you can work it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I have, of course, having got the software in the place that I want it, I'm going to switch the light off. Okay, so from the software, I can switch the light off, and you can see straight away that I, in fact, have gone darker. If I click the link in the software and switch it on again, then I'm better lit. Okay. Now, the software itself is Logitech G Hub, which is pre-existing software. It wasn't written at the same time as the Lite. Logitech G Hub is the software that gamers use for controlling their cameras in gaming, for controlling games. Logitech G Hub, this software is tried and tested and been around a long time. That's the point I'm making. So I'm going to switch the light on. Okay, so the light is on, and there are 7 presets which I'm going to show you now. This is the brightest. Okay, then we go a bit more subtle. Okay, I was going to show you that full screen as my studio is working again. So that's subtle lighting, and the lighting is on my BenQ monitor up above me. And I'll go to the next preset, and the next preset is this one. Now, you may not notice too much of a difference, but I assure you that they are different. And this is my favorite. This is soft daylight, and I quite like this. Yeah, I mean, basically, this is all part of being comfortable on camera. Okay, whether that camera be a Zoom camera or that camera be a live broadcasting camera on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitch, you're looking at getting yourself comfortable on camera and that people being able to see you. This is what we're trying to do. Okay, so back to the software again, and this time I'm going to go for the next one, which is Cozy Candlelight again. Put that full screen. Again, I like this one. Okay, you can pick your favorites, but I like and enjoy using this one mainly when I'm live. I'll come back to it in a minute. And then the final control on the Logitech Litra software is the final preset is this one, which, let's be honest, this is not the best. Okay, and this is not the best because this is not one that Logitech set up. It's one that I set up. You can control your own preset, and this is it. First of all, with the temperature, I can take the temperature right down so that I am very cool. Okay, so you can see this skin tone changing as I change the temperature. Yeah, I'm getting warmer and warmer until I'm bright sun. Okay, but I want to come back to about there. And then the other thing I control is the brightness. Now the brightness, I'm totally at top brightness. I can go right down until I'm darker and darker. And effectively, I've just switched the light off. Okay, so this is me without any lighting. I'm going to go back to the software, and I'm going to take one of the presets, and this is me lit. Okay, so Logitech Litra Lite, released in January 2022. It is a relatively new product produced by Logitech. We know the quality of Logitech products because we quite probably use Logitech cameras 920, 922, 925, 930, and Brio, more of which later. But this light is just well designed. It's extensible, so I can make it taller by about 12 inches and bring it back down again. I can turn the light down so it's pointing directly at me. I can put it back up again. I can twist it left. I can twist it right. And all in all, I'm very happy that I actually watched the broadcast with Marco Novo and Daniel Sigmund, because this light now lights all my Amazon Live broadcasts, and it does so successfully. It's not a strong light. This is just a gentle warming light, and it's very effective. The software you download from logitech.com, and you can find, well, you can find reviews on Amazon. If you want to go further, you click the link down in the carousel and you'll find out more about the product itself. And if you are of a mind, you can actually buy yourself a Logitech Litra light. I have to say that the software is first class, easy to use and intuitive. This light installs easily. Just one thing though, if you're just getting one light, there are no problems. Plug it directly into your PC or Mac. If you don't plug it directly into your PC or Mac, I'm coming off full screen now, hopefully. If you don't put this into your PC or Mac, then the software won't see it. Okay, it's got to be directly plugged in. Now, I'm sure that over time this will change, but for the moment, that's the one thing. But apart from that, this is now my light of choice, and it lights all my Amazon broadcasts. Simple and straightforward, easy to use, goes over the top of your monitor, or it can go on a tripod stand. That is Logitech Litra light. Okay, now time for a little bit of fun. I'm going to put the light down. Okay, so the light is down, and I'm going to make sure that I'm still live on my iPad. Just a second. Okay, so I'm just going over to my iPad and click, and I'm still live. And thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. Really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn, because that's where I'm broadcasting today as well, then please do click the link up above and join me on Amazon Live. I love broadcasting Amazon Live and talking to you. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. If you have any questions about, just a minute, I'll get there in a second. If you have any questions about lights, cameras, action, and we'll come to action a bit later, then please do ask. Okay, now if you make a comment, I do not get your details. Okay, I see your name, I can't click your name. You are, to all intents and purposes, still anonymous. At the end of this broadcast, your comments will disappear. The only thing that survives a live broadcast on Amazon Live is the video. The comments, unlike YouTube and Facebook, the comments do not stay. So basically, you can comment and know that you watch the video in 12 months' time, your comments will not be there. In fact, if you watch the video tomorrow, your comments will not be there. And I just want to hats off to Amazon for actually having such a wonderful platform to broadcast on. Right, okay. Now my next item is a camera, and this basically is the first camera I ever bought. And I'm going to show you all about it by taking this camera, because you're actually watching a Logitech Brio at the moment. Just so that you know, just a second. As well as watching Stephen live from England, you are, just a minute, I've written it down somewhere. You know when you can't find things? Okay. My main camera is the Logitech Brio, and my microphone is an Elgato Wave 3. We'll be looking at those later in this broadcast, but for the moment, the star of the show is this. This is the Logitech C920X camera, and it is the first camera that I bought 6 years ago. And the thing that you should know is that it works well. Okay, it's got twin stereo microphones. It's got the lens in the middle. It's capable of 720 and 1080, and it's got a 78-degree field of view. Yeah, that's how far wide it can see. And okay, just a minute. Hide all comments and just go here. So just a reminder that we're talking about, this is the Logitech C920X. When you get it, I can't show you it at the moment because it's not plugged in. But when you get it, you just plug it in. You plug it into your PC or your Mac, and your PC or Mac will recognize this camera straight away. When we started broadcasting 2015, 16, when Facebook Live started, most people bought a C920X. And most people are still using that camera. The reason I upgraded, the reason I went from this camera to my Brio is I want to broadcast in 4K. This can do 720 and 1080. 4K for most live broadcasts is a dream, because if we broadcast as I'm broadcasting to you now on Amazon Live, I'm broadcasting at 720p. Okay, 720 pixels. I can go to 1080p if I go over to YouTube, and the more pixels, the higher the number, the more pixels, the clearer the picture. Yeah, that's what the number is about, 720, 1080. That's what this can do. And if you're on Zoom, this is a brilliant camera for going live on Zoom. There are imitators, but this is the original Logitech C920. And the 920X has an extra, which I will show you in a moment. Right, you've got the camera, it's out the box. Okay, you basically pull down that little shelf there, and then it goes over your monitor like so, and you angle it on your monitor so that you can actually look directly into the camera. Learn skill. I don't always practice it, but we should always look into the camera. So that's how it goes over your monitor. Or if you close that, you'll see that in the bottom of this is a thread, and you can take your, well, we've used this before today, you can take your tripod and you can put the camera on the tripod. The advantage of having the camera on the tripod rather than on top of your monitor or top of your PC is that this is then mobile, and you can put the tripod anywhere on your desking area, and therefore you can have the camera point any which way you like. Okay, and basically that's it. It's, let's go through what the X stands for extra, and I'm going to tell you what the extra is, the additional thing that you get with the 920X. The camera itself is 1080p and 720p, as I said. Okay, and it's a full 30 frames per second. The higher the FPS number, the better the video, the quality of the video, because you're getting more frames per second. Okay, now you can go 30 frames, you can go 60 frames, you can go 90 frames, or you can go in between. But we're broadcasting to you now at 720p and 30 frames per second. The higher the numbers, the better quality of the video. Simple equation. They are. And with the 920X, it's got, as I said, 2 stereo microphones, and they're omnidirectional. In other words, these microphones pick up sound all around you. Yeah, they're not single direction, they're omnidirectional everywhere. So that means that you should be using some noise cancellation software, which I'll talk about later. But for the moment, you've got twin stereo microphones. So this camera is a step up from your internal camera and internal microphone. It's a different world. You're getting a better picture and you're getting better quality sound than you probably get, I'm going to say probably, get from your existing computer. This is my first ever external camera, a Logitech C920. And we grow attached to the hardware. And this is 6 years old. It's as new. And it's down in the carousel now. And it's $69.99. And I'm going to show you. I said I wouldn't play this video again. But what I'm going to do, right, you're actually watching a brew at the moment. I want to give you an idea of, I'm going to play a video. The video is made with a C920X. So this is what the camera looks like. It's not at its best. Well, I'm not at my best. I just want to say before I do this, this was early in the morning. Okay, and I wasn't quite awake, but hopefully I can actually play you this video. So this is the Logitech C920X camera at work. The Logitech C920. I put it into service today so I can actually give you an idea of what it actually looks like when you use it, because until now I've actually showed it you, but you're not able to see it. So this is the C920. It is capable of 720 and 1080p, and it has a 78 wide view field of vision. I've not got any lights on at the moment, so I'm going to have a go and do another video later this week to show you what the C920 actually looks like. It's a very good camera. I've had this camera for the last 6 years and it stood me in good stead. It's the first camera I bought, first external camera. It's got twin microphones, it's got the lens, and basically takes a very good picture. I mean, for a 6-year-old camera, its build quality is excellent and the picture quality is very good too. If you're thinking of getting a camera for Zoom or for live broadcasting, this is the ideal first camera. Logitech are a well-respected company with a range of cameras and lights, and I just love my Logitech C920. That's all for now. It is an ideal first camera to actually use, and basically you've seen the comparison of the two. That video was shot early in the morning, and it probably shows that it was shot early in the morning, and I've got an update in progress, so that's why my computer is slowing down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to hide that, and we're back to me. And what I'm going to do now, and thank you for watching on Amazon Live, I do appreciate it. That's the C920X, and I'll tell you what the extra is later and what's updating. It will only take a minute or two, says the update. Okay, so we're going to have to work through this update. I mean, I love it when a PC decides to part way through a live broadcast. This is not a good idea. Oh, it says it's finished. Right, so we should come back to something like normal in a minute. I'm just going to close a tab. Just excuse me a moment. I'm going to come back to here, and hopefully I'm still on camera. Okay, so I'm still on camera and things are still working. Okay, if you can see any problems, then please do say in the comments. But I'm going to work through this if it's the last thing I do. Yes, okay, I'm going to close that down. My browser has decided that I'm going to stop sharing. That might help. Okay, so I'm no longer sharing my screen, and we should return to normal service soon. I love live broadcasting. I love the fact that we can go live and everything works perfectly, almost perfectly. Okay, and I can see that it's getting better. I'm convincing myself that the live broadcast is getting better. If you can see and hear me, then can you just, in the comments on Amazon Live, can you just say hello? That would be good. And we can actually carry on. Now, when we looked at the Logitech C920X, okay, which we did a moment ago, I said the X stood for extra. The extra, I'm going to bring it on screen now, is that with the C920X, you actually get, I'm waiting for this to happen, you actually get 3, 2, 1. Right. Okay. Calm again. You actually get XSplit VCam, which is background removal software. That's why I've got the green screen, because the background removal software I use quite extensively. I've been using it since January 2019. I've got a subscription to XSplit VCam, an annual one. With the 920X, you actually get a 3-month subscription to this software. Whilst I sort things out in the background, I'm going to play you a short video which will explain all about background removal and the C920X as well. So let's take that heading off screen. Let's put the video full screen. Okay, and I'm going to press play and switch. Well, I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. So this is all about background removal and the difference it can make to your broadcasts. Is in England, and I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool, I've been to give you an overview. January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now, the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself. And this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice at the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colourful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up right, back to me. I'm going to remove that, and I've got a voice off. I hope that we seem to be back to normal on Amazon Live. If you had any sort of strange things happening, then this is live video. One of the things about live video is that it can be exciting at times, and the excitement comes from the fact that occasionally things will go wrong. So hopefully I'm back live on Amazon Live. You've just watched a video about XSplit VCam, and you get 3 months of XSplit VCam with the Logitech 920X, which is down in the carousel. I've been using the software for a while. You can use your own images. You can have a YouTube video playing in the background. Okay, you can have a website, your website in the background, or you can go to unsplash.com and you can download images to use as your background. You can type in Paris and you can find an image from Paris and use that as your background. Unsplash.com is where photographers from around the world go to actually upload their photographs so that people can see them and use them. It's a promotional tool. And we, as viewers of that site, can download the images and use them in our live broadcasts with XSplit VCam. But when I do it, I actually tweet out that I'm actually using it, and that is a win-win because people know I'm using images, and the photographer is getting credit for those images on Twitter. Okay, so background removal is brilliant. You can actually change the mood of a broadcast by using background removal software. And I'm just going back, and I want to say thank you for watching me in Amazon Live. And we're going to move on to the next item. And the next item is the camera that you're looking at now, which is, if I go back here, just give me a second. I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to put this title on screen. We're now going to look at the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. Now you're actually watching it, so you know the quality of the video. Fingers crossed, because hopefully this video is going straight to Amazon Live and everything's working as it should do. I'm going out in 720p. I just wanted to make a change because I don't know about you, but I'm going to go there and update. Let's just have a static caption. Okay. None of the wizzy bits. We're just going to have a static caption, and I can actually talk about Logitech 4K. It does. I'm going to give a shout out to somebody in a minute. Okay, and I've got a hotspot shield that's come up, and I'm not using hotspot shield at the moment. I'm going directly from my Be Live studio to OneStream and then to Amazon Live, and I'm talking to you now. But you get software. I've had, so far during this broadcast, I've had a software update, and now I've got an advertisement. I don't know. Okay, Logitech's Brio. Now, I originally had, as we know, Logitech C920X, which is this wonderful camera here, that right way up. Okay, and then I upgraded because I wanted to broadcast in 4K. Logitech Brio is a 4K camera. Now, as I said earlier, we can't broadcast to Facebook in 4K, but we can broadcast to YouTube in 4K. I can do it with sort of vMix or OBS or XSplit Broadcaster. I can broadcast in 4K to YouTube using this camera. And I've got to tell you, I was blown away by the quality difference between 4K. There's a difference between 720 and 1080, between 1080 and 4K. As I'll show you later, you're getting 4 times the clarity of the picture, 4 times the average camera. So it is, without doubt, a quality camera. We know we've looked at 3 Logitech products so far. This is kit that I own. I'm not working here on behalf of Logitech. I assure you, I just love Logitech equipment, and I'm showing you each item as we go through. But the Brio, in terms of when I broadcast it, if you go to YouTube and you type in my name, and this is me. Okay, if you type in Stephen Healey into YouTube, you'll find my videos, and amongst those you'll find the one I did with the Brio 4K. And when you go to the YouTube video, that every YouTube video has a bar at the bottom, and you've got a cog, a settings cog. If you go to the settings cog, you can upgrade to 4K on that one video. Yeah, as default, YouTube plays video at 720 or 1080. If you want 4K, you've got to ask for it. Click the cog and you're in 4K. Okay. Now, you're watching the Brio now. Now, there is some software that we mentioned earlier, which is, if I find it here, take my name off. The software is called Logitech Capture. What I'm going to do now, and my fingers are crossed, my toes are crossed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen again. And this time I'm going to show you the software and what the software can actually do when you have a Logitech Brio camera. So let's go to the window for the software, and I've got to find it first. Just a minute. Okay, I found it. Okay. Right, this is, for the first time ever, I'm actually showing you the Logi Capture software. Okay, so this is, no, that's the wrong one. Don't want that in there. I think I'm saying, don't adjust your sets. Okay. Okay, I don't know where that came from. That's the story about the home gimbal, which I will show you later. I'm just going to hide it. Okay, and I'm going to go picture in picture. Okay, this is the Logitech Capture software. Now, as you probably gathered, and I've told you, I'm actually using the camera at the moment. You're actually watching a Logitech Brio camera, which is why this software can't see it. Okay, so don't worry about that. But this is the software. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go side by side, and I'm going to go widescreen. Okay, this is going to work. I know this is going to work. I'm going side by side. So you can now see me and the software. Okay. Just a minute. I just want to know why that. Oh, that was what updated earlier. So I've got rid of it now. I should be okay now. I've got gremlins today. Okay, so this is the Logi Capture software, and with this you can actually control the camera. So I can actually control the three settings: 90 degrees, which shows me with 90 degrees you can see more of me. You can see the sides of my green screen behind me. That's the 90-degree setting. If I change again, and I've got to have the right software to do this, just let me move out of the way and come to here. I can go to 78 degrees, and that's where I like to be. So the software on the right-hand side that you're seeing is controlling the camera you're watching. And then I can go to 65 degrees, and I will get bigger. Okay, now I prefer to be at 78 degrees. Now, download this software from logitech.com. The software is totally free. If you've got any Logitech camera, C922, 925, 930, or the Brio, this software, Logitech Capture, controls all of it. Okay, so those are the three fields of view. I'm going to switch HDR on. Won't make any difference, but I'll switch it on. Now, the other thing I can do is I can zoom in and zoom out. So I'm going to zoom in. My apologies for this. I'm going to zoom in, and you can see I'm getting bigger and bigger. So with the zoom control, you can set how big you appear on screen. Now, a word about this. Okay. The first thing is that you need some headroom. Okay. Some. Second thing is that you need to be roughly in the center of the screen. That's what you use in the software. We're using this software to get comfortable on camera, to make sure that we're positioned correctly. So when we go live, we're confident. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So the lighting we saw earlier, the Brio we're talking about now, these are all part of. And anything I say is it goes for Zoom as well. So if I say web, I mean Zoom too. So you can change using the software, and bear in mind I'm doing this live, anything can happen. Okay, now the next item down, I'm going to go side by side so you can see it a bit better. The next item down, I can do HDR, I can do autofocus. Now, this is the camera actually being focused on you all the time. And if you do quick movements, then it confuses it. So I never have autofocus on. What you can do is you can experiment with it. Auto white balance, I'm going to switch that on now so you can see the difference, possibly. Slight difference in colouring. Okay. I can manually alter the white balance if I want. Let's have a go at that. No, can't. It is on auto. Right. The other thing I can do is I can manage the settings, image settings. I can do anti-flicker, chroma key. I could do a background removal. It does work, but that basically is the camera control using the capture software. Sorry, let's just go over here. I'm going to close that down. Come back to me. The thing is that when you're doing, just a minute, I'm going to stop sharing, come back to me. Okay. You can control every aspect of the C920X using the software. Okay. You don't need the software. You could just take the camera out, plug it in, it will work. But if you want to be larger on screen, if you want to get everything right, then do use the software to do that. You can actually change the contrast, you can change the brightness, you can change colorways, all sorts of things that you can do with the software. So do download the software from logitech.com. It is called Logitech Capture, and it's fun to use, and you can just experiment. Just experiment with the software until you're happy with how you look on screen. That's what it's all about. So Logitech Camera, this is, if I go back up here, you are looking at Logitech Brio camera. I'm just going to take you through the spec. It's Ultra 4K HD. Remember, I went live on YouTube in Ultra 4K. It has noise cancelling microphone. We talked earlier about the microphones being omnidirectional. Noise cancelling cuts out any background noise. It has, as we've discovered, HD auto light correction. It can basically, if you have had no lighting at all, the camera would do its best to give me the best picture. It would correct for bad lighting. The only correction for bad lighting is to have a Logitech Litra light now. It's got a wide field of view, so it's not, that's just representation. It's a 90-degree field of view as opposed to 78 on the C920X. It's 4 times the resolution of a typical high definition camera. The only place though that you can broadcast to at the moment using 4K is YouTube. Okay, I think we may have covered this. I'm just going through I'll tell you why I'm doing this. So it's got the auto light adjustment, Logitech right light. The reason I'm doing this, why I'm going through this checklist, is for anybody who's not on Amazon Live, because they can't see the camera. Because the people watching me on YouTube, thank you, and on LinkedIn, thank you, and they can't see the camera, they can't see the carousel, camera in the carousel. The other thing is that when you do a live demonstration like I'm doing now, you've got a script, and the script's in your head. It's like a comedian. You've got a script that's running through your head, and you go through the script. But this being a live show, you're actually going to forget things, and I don't want to forget things. So what I've done in my agenda on Be Live is I've written down all the main features of a Logitech Brio, so I can just go through them, and we can make sure together that I've not missed anything. 3 presets, we saw them: 90 degrees, 78 or 65. Okay, 90 shows more of your office, 78 is the middle one, and 65 tight frame. Up to 90 frames per second. Now, this is not important now, but it's going to be important. The number of frames per second improves. The higher the number, the better the quality of the video. Now I'm broadcasting to you at 30 frames per second. So this camera, the Brio that I'm showing you now, which is hopefully down in the carousel, yes, it is capable of 90 frames per second. A better quality picture Okay, what video is, I know it's going to sound crazy, but video is moving pictures. Okay, the picture is going from my studio one frame at a time. Okay, a frame, 30 frames every second. 30 pictures are being taken every second and sent over the internet where they're reassembled and played as a video. That's it. So 30 images leave me, 30 images arrive at Amazon. Amazon plays them one after the other, and it looks like I'm animated and moving. Yeah. The FPS, the more pictures that I send to Amazon, then the more natural the movement looks. Okay. And we're getting towards film quality here. Yeah. So the number is important, but I'm going to say this with a rider. At the moment, we can only broadcast in 30. If you go to Restream, if you go to Be Live as I'm on now, then you can broadcast in 30. That's the standard. Anything above that, then you've got to do some tweaking. So without tweaking, you can get 30 FPS, which is perfectly presentable. But we can go up to 90. Okay, so up to 90 with the Brio camera, which means that you can record at 90 FPS and then upload it to a site that plays 90 FPS, and people will see you in glorious color with a beautifully executed video. Next item, versatile mounting options. We saw earlier that you can mount the camera on your desktop or you can mount the camera on a tripod. Okay. The camera itself was released, getting ahead of myself, 4K 1080 720. We've talked a lot about that. And next bar, camera was released on February 7th, 2017. So that's basically, I mean, they do upgrade the models and you get the latest model. If you click the link in the carousel, you get the latest model of the C920X. And just a reminder, to control any of your Logitech cameras, do go to logitech.com, search for Logitech Capture, download the software, and you then have control of your camera. Okay, so today, you're actually watching me on the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. Okay, and in the last 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes or so, you've seen me go through. Just a minute, I'm just making sure I'm live. Hang on a second. Be with you in a second. Okay, I'm still live. Thank you for watching and live. I'm back again. Okay, if you've got any questions at all about anything that I'm talking, I'm looking at the iPad. If you've got any questions at all about anything that I'm talking about, then please do. Just a minute. Please do ask. Okay, you'll find me everywhere. You can either ask me while I'm live now or you can ask me later, but please do ask your questions. Okay, as I say, the comments actually go away afterwards, so there's no problem on that score. Okay, so we've done the cameras, and just a reminder, Logitech Brio today is 17% off, which has to be said is less than I paid for it, but I'm happy because I've been using it, and we've been talking about Logitech Brio camera, which is down the carousel, which is 17% off today, $165.98. It is one of the best 4K cameras around, and we can broadcast to YouTube in 4K, and you'll be blown away at the value. Just a reminder, if you go to YouTube, you watch a video, click the cog, and you can change the resolution 720, 1080, and if the video is in 4K, 4K, and you can watch the replay in 4K. Right, okay. So I'm going to change tack now, and I want to show you something. Just give me a moment. I made a mess. Okay. Let's do a count back. I showed you that I used the tripod in two areas. I showed you the Logitech Litra light, okay, which is down the carousel. It's the first item in the carousel. It's lighting me right now. It's the only light I've got on. Okay. I showed you the Logitech C920X, which has got the extra of XSplit VCam, and I showed you how the software works. So I'm going to put that back now. Okay, this is a good idea. I'm actually tidying up as I carry on. And I showed you, it's amazing what we've got through. I showed you the amazing Logitech Litra Lite. Okay, we're going to take a step away from Logitech in a moment, but we've just had the Logitech hour, but I own every single product that's in the carousel. And just a reminder, this is my new favorite light. It's shining on me at the moment. It's the only light that is. And this one, the second one, I got the second one so that I could actually show it you on screen, because if it's lighting me, I can't take it off my monitor. I got this to actually, so I could actually demonstrate the product. I can demonstrate switching it on manually or using the software to switch it on. And with that, I can actually change my lighting. Okay. So, but it's a quite bright light outside at the moment. I switched on and off, and I can control the softness, the temperature, and the brightness using the two controls there. That's the shelf that puts it over the top of your monitor. It is the first item in the carousel. I'm away. I'm going to put this on top of the monitor over there. Okay, so it's now, just a second, it's now on top of a monitor. I'm going to switch it on. I don't think I need it, but I'm going to switch it on. And then I'm going to go. Right, okay, my housekeeping is now complete. I've tidied everything away. Thank you for watching the tidy up. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to go on to is basically, if I can find it, up. You know, you get so many things in the carousel. Okay, what I'm going to do now, he said, and thank you for watching, and thank you for bearing with me, is I'm trying to find something. Let's put this on screen while I find it. Okay, so basically what I'm about is broadcasting to your website and live video. And in addition to my broadcasting in Amazon Live, I also broadcast on Facebook. Okay, back to me. And I'm going to hide that picture. That worked well, actually. Just bringing the image up for a second. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go picture in picture, he said. And I'm going to go like this. Okay, to get to the next item, I'm going to shrink myself because you want to see my desktop. You don't want to see me. So let's go and change it round so that you can see my desktop. I'm going to shrink myself. Okay, I'm shrunk. Okay, and you can see my desktop. And this is the unit that I'm talking about here. And I've got it working. Okay, it's down the carousel. It is the Anker 4-way USB port. And I had a box which I was going to show you. One of my props has gone. Oh, darn. Right, okay, one of my props has gone. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to talk about this. Okay, this is an Anker product. It's down in the carousel. Now, this is old technology. This is really, really old technology. Okay. This unit here, the Anker 4-way USB hub, is the reason that you can see two of my cameras on screen at the same time. It's the only reason. It's $16.99. Best investment I made in 2022 is to buy this piece of kit, because this piece of kit allows me to have two microphones and two cameras plugged into my PC at the same time. You know how I'm going to moan. I'm coming back. I'm going to moan because this has got to stop. We buy a brand new, beautiful PC or Mac. It works perfectly. It's got 16 gig of RAM. It's got a terabyte hard drive. It's got a keyboard. It's got a mouse. It's got everything that we need, apart from enough USB ports, enough USB-A ports, enough USB-C ports. It doesn't have enough. I don't know why manufacturers. I mean, I've got the Microsoft Surface Book 2, which is an amazing computer down the carousel, but it's only got two USB-A ports, which is, forgive me, but that's a nonsense. Yeah, we should have, and this is just me starting a campaign, 5 or 6 USB-A ports on a new computer. Okay, rant over. So I went out and I bought this Anchor 4-way USB. Basically, you unplug your camera and you plug this unit into where your camera used to be, external camera that is. You can then plug in 2 microphones, 2 cameras, or 2 cameras, 1 microphone and a light, which is what I've got at the moment. So I've got 2 cameras, 1 microphone and 1 light are actually plugged into here rather than being plugged into my computer. Okay. I've got a Litra light plugged into my computer and this. I've only got 2 USB air ports on my computer. What's that about? But with this unit, I can have 2 cameras on screen at the same time. I can switch between 2 microphones. This $16.99 investment means that I have total freedom and I can show you my demonstration area whilst appearing on camera on my Logitech Brio, and I can talk about this unit, which is my best buy of 2022. Everybody should have one. $16.99. Connect your cameras and microphones, CD players, DVD players, Toshiba hard drives. Okay, you could, just a minute, you could plug in, I've got to say this, that you could plug in your Toshiba hard drive. There is one down. This is a 2 terabyte hard drive. It's down in the carousel. It has 2 terabytes of storage as opposed to my PC, which has 1 terabyte of storage. So I can use this to actually back up my PC. Now, I could plug it into this connector here. Okay, so all I need to do is to unplug something, and I'm not going to do it now because everything's working fine, thank goodness. I could plug into here and I'd have the hard drive all night. Now, just a fact, everything that's plugged into the USB hub here is working exactly as it would if it was plugged directly into the PC. There is no degradation whatsoever in the way that it works. Okay, I'm just adjusting a monitor over there. There is no degradation whatsoever in the way that it works. Okay, whilst we're on my desktop, I'm going to explain a few things. What I did, this is the TP-Link Deco, which is my Wi-Fi, and I'm using this at the moment. I know Angelica's teaching at the moment. We use TP-Link as Wi-Fi throughout our house. This is down in the carousel. It is the best Wi-Fi I've ever come across, and it simply works. TP-Link Deco. In actual fact, if we go in my carousel at the moment and go across there, I want to mention the TP-Link Deco because it's 13% off today. Let's just go with that for a moment. Come back to me. So this is the TP-Link Deco unit. This unit, okay, you can see down in the carousel now, and it is on discount, which I'll discuss in a minute. This unit is one of 3 you get supplied with. Okay, so you get 3 of these units in the pack from TP-Link via Amazon. The first unit, you plug it in. Okay, you can see the cable there. So you power it, and then you connect a cable from this unit to your router. Okay, then you wait a minute or 2. Your computer will see the TP-Link unit, the 2 will connect, and you're on your way. So the first one, plug it into the power, switch it on, and then plug it into your router. The 2 connect and see each other, and you've got your first unit up and running. Simple to do. You then take the second unit, okay, to the second room. You plug it in, yeah, and that's it. The first unit and the second unit will see each other and connect. We're building a network here. And then you take the third unit and you move that and you put that in another room, and you now got 3 units all connected to each other. One of them is connected to the router. You download the software, and you can do it on your iPhone or Android phone. Download the software, and that controls the TP-Link Deco network. Simple and straightforward. You can set a master password, you can set a guest password. Give the master password to your partner, your family, and they can then log into the internet and they can use their computers, they can use their phones, they can use their iPads, iPods, Android tablets, Echoes, Dots. Anything can be connected to the network once everybody's got the password, and you can all share the internet. Now, the reason we did this, we used to have the ones you put into the power socket. Yeah, I don't know what they were called. I'm not going to name them, but the ones in the power socket that conducted power all around your house and did the Wi-Fi at the same time. We didn't know any better. We watched on Amazon Prime, we watched a 90-minute movie and it lasted 2 hours because of the whirring, which is buffering, of course. And we thought that was normal. We thought that this internet, TV on the internet, films on the internet, you were going to get, that was all part of it. Until one day, one of the units broke and we lost the internet. And I then had to have a look around. I went to Amazon.com and I looked at all the Wi-Fi systems that are available. And the TP-Link Deco came out very highly rated. And I watched some videos about it on Amazon.com. Absolutely brilliant. I know how to set it up because of Amazon.com. I knew how it worked. So when our plugs went down, I got the 3 units that you can see in the carousel now. I installed them within 30 minutes and we've been working happily ever since. And now when we watch a 90-minute film on Amazon Prime, it lasts 90 minutes. So we are happy, more than happy. I then was asked by my friend Peter Stewart, who lives in Aberdeen in Scotland, if I could recommend a Wi-Fi network. And I said, yes, I recommend the TP-Link Deco. This one. Okay. I recommend this unit. And Peter said, right, okay. So Peter went off to Amazon, Peter Stewart, and he ordered the 3 units that you can see down in the carousel at the moment. Now, Peter's situation is slightly different. He works from his office, but his office is in the garage, and the garage was built as an extension to his house, which meant if he'd wanted to go wired, he'd have had to drill through the walls. Okay, that wasn't anywhere near being a good idea. So Peter went to Amazon, ordered the 3 units. The 3 units arrived. He phoned me up the following day and he said, it's working. I've installed the complete network and it's working everywhere. My signal in my garage is absolutely brilliant. This is the best thing I bought in 2021. He was, well, for Peter to say that is praise indeed. So I can pass you on the reviews of 2 happy households who are using the TP-Link Deco. It's just, it works. That's all I can say. It works well. And there's so many things you can actually do with it. It is today 13% off. It's $129.99. And I just think it's great software on the mobile that you can control the TP-Link Deco from your mobile phone. You can give somebody preference if you want. Okay, gone are the days when I used to say to Angelica, I'm going live for 30 minutes, don't use the internet. Okay, gone are those days. I can just go live when I want now. I've got freedom, and Angelica doesn't. Well, the second thing is that Angelica doesn't have to be quiet while I'm broadcasting. I'm using a microphone today, okay, which I'm going to show you. And it's this microphone. When I find it, I will find it. Okay. I've got a message in from Facebook. Okay, my microphone today is the Elgato Wave 3, which is down in the carousel now. Just let me put the Toshiba drive away. I'll put it somewhere safe. Okay, so I put the Toshiba drive away. It's cozy now. Basically, sound is as important as the video. The quality of the sound on a live video, on a Zoom call, on a live video is important. Now, when we first start broadcasting, we use the internal microphone on our computer, or we upgrade to the Logitech C920X camera and use the microphone on that. And then you decide what you really want is the quality of sound that I've got now. Okay, I don't actually need to do that. I know the sound on the Elgato Wave 3 is good. Okay, I know that. I run panel shows on Facebook and YouTube, and I invite guests. And in November last year, I invited 3 guests to actually join me on camera and to bring their microphones so we could actually listen to their microphones live. And my good friend, Christa Boven from Belgium, brought her microphone, which is a Blue microphone, Blue being the company. Rick Glover from the States brought a headset microphone. And Alec Dorling from Sweden brought this microphone that you're listening to now, the Elgato Wave. I don't do that. Marco does that. I don't like getting closer to the microphone and whispering. You can hear me clearly. I know that. And Alec brought this microphone with him, and he said, "What do you think?" And I was blown away, because what we're looking for in a microphone is something that resonates with us. Sound is a personal thing. And I heard Alec speaking using the Elgato Wave microphone. I thought, that is crystal clear. It's got good bass. It's got good tone. Yeah, I could listen to that all day. So I thought, right. So I went off to Amazon.com, and guess what? I bought myself an Elgato Wave 3 because I'd actually heard it live, and making its entrance now, slowly but surely across the stage, is the Elgato Wave 3. Now you'll notice a difference in the sound slightly as I actually move it, but it is a very stylish microphone, and I've got to be very careful. It only has one failing. It's beautiful, high quality sound. It has a dial on the front where I can control the volume, which I've optimized. I control the volume. You can plug in headphones and you can listen to the sound of the microphone in your headphones. And basically, it is, I rarely say this, but this is a beautiful piece of kit, well designed. I know my friend Nick Wood loves his Blue Yeti. So if he can love his Blue Yeti, I can love my Elgato Wave 3. And I'm going to put it back. Okay, I'm just going to lift it up slightly. Hope you don't hear anything. But that is the Elgato Wave 3 on its stand. And it is a beautifully designed microphone with a rich, vibrant, clear sound. And the nearer the microphone gets to me, the clearer the sound gets. Now, they do say that with a cardioid microphone, you should have that sort of distance. You have 2 hands distance between you and the microphone. I'm just slightly over that. So I'm not an optimum setting, but I want to appear on live video. I want to be on the camera. So the microphone is literally about 2.5 feet away from me. Yeah. So that's its positioning. But it's not the only reason that I bought the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Just give me a second. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Because I bought the Elgato Wave 3. We've done the lights, we've done the camera, now we're doing the sound. Okay. And the sound, well, would you believe there is software that Elgato supply? And we're going to see it now. So I'm going to share screen again, not for the first time in this broadcast. I'm going to share a window, and I'm going to bring this software up on screen. Okay, so bear with me a moment. If you buy the Elgato Wave 3, which is down in the carousel, just to say that the Elgato Wave 3 is today $149.99. Yeah. If you buy the Elgato Wave 3, then you can download the software I'm about to show you for free. And hopefully, he said, because I'm hoping, there's the software. Okay. Do you know what it is yet? Okay, I'm going to hide my second camera and go picture in picture. This is a sound mixer. Now, I don't know about you. But I've tried everything. Basically, you want to be broadcasting live and you want to play sound. That's the premise that we're going with. Now, you can see that the left hand is actually showing me while I'm talking. So that is the Elgato Wave 3 microphone sound, and it's oscillating. Okay, the sound waves are oscillating. Now, the Elgato Wave 3 can have 7 different inputs. There's the microphone that I'm using now. This is a full-blown mixer. There's a microphone that I'm using now. I can bring in sound from my browser. I can bring sound in from Spotify. So, would that we could broadcast with live music, and we didn't have to be aware of copyright. But for my own amusement, I can bring in Spotify. I start Spotify on the desktop and I can bring it into my studio, and it just simply works. The other thing I can do is I've got the microphone there, the tiny microphone, which is on my tiny camera, which you're not listening to at the moment. And I can also bring in my Chris microphone, which isn't currently plugged in. Okay, but this is a mixer. And because I can bring in desktop sound, it means that I can be, just a second, I can actually be a DJ. On Fridays, to chill before the weekend, I go on the site called, I hope to find it for you, should be down the bottom of here. I go on the site, no, I don't. I've lost the name. I go on a site called mixcloud.com, mixcloud.com, and on that site, I can play music, copyright music, because when I play Def Leppard or In Excess, all the Stones, whenever I play one of their tracks, they get the royalties, and I can use this mixer in my BeLive studio, broadcast to Mixcloud, Mixcloud, and I can play any tracks that I want, and I know the artists are actually being paid, and I can do it from my studio. I don't need any additional piece of software. This is all going from my studio. So not only do we have and I'm going to go off solo here, and I'm going to go there. Not only do we have the microphone coming on stage again, the microphone, yeah, but we have the mixer software, all part of the bundle. If you've got the microphone, you buy the microphone, you can actually get the software. Simple as that. That's a simple equation. So we're saying goodbye to the mixer software, which you download from the Elgato website. Just search for the Elgato mixer, or go to the Elgato Wave 3 page on, not now though, because now I'm going to hide that. Now we're actually on Amazon Live, and I'm going to come to me, and that's it. So that's the microphone that I've been using all this broadcast. I'm broadcasting with Logitech Brio camera and with the Elgato Wave 3 microphone. Now occasionally we do get discounts on products, and when there's a discount on this product, I will let you know. So just keep tuned in. Okay, I'm live. I'm live at 9 a.m. Eastern every day, Monday through Friday, on Amazon Live, broadcasting from, I'm just going to take, I'm going to be honest here. Okay. I'm just taking a breather for a second. Okay. Now, if you've any questions at all, whilst I'm broadcasting live, then please do ask. Okay. Now, if you're enjoying my live broadcast, I'm trying my best. If you are enjoying it, if you press the follow button, which is underneath the carousel, yeah, near the carousel on the left-hand side, press the follow button, then you'll get notified of my next broadcast. You may get notified. You won't get notified every day, you'll get notified occasionally, so you don't forget me. Also, by pressing the following button, you see up above on Amazon Live a following tab, and that following tab contains everybody you followed on Amazon Live, and you can go and you can watch people live, or you can see their latest broadcast. It's like your collection of recordings of your favorite artists, but we're not well, we could be termed artists, couldn't we? Yeah, possibly. We're live broadcasters. Now, just a note, we are everybody who broadcasts on Amazon Live is an independent broadcaster. We do not work for Amazon. Okay, we are rewarded because of everything that happens during a live broadcast, but we do not work directly from Amazon. For Amazon, we're independent broadcasters. When we broadcast live, we're telling you stories about the products in our carousel, and the majority of the people who you actually see on Amazon Live will actually own the products in the carousel. So when they talk about them, they talk about them knowledgeably. Now, I want to point a couple of people out. Rome, who broadcasts I enjoy. I always learn something when I go and watch Rome. Nick Wood. Nick is a great friend, and Nick and I will be live again in April on a Monday. And also to Marco Novo, because Marco Novo genuinely brought light into my world when he told me about the Logitech Litra light, which I've just switched off and I'm switching back on again. Litra light is the first item in the carousel. It's my only lighting. I have no room lights. Yeah, I'm being lit by a Litra light, and I can either be totally bright or I can be way cool in that lighting. I'm happy with that lighting. Or do I prefer? All right, I think I'm torn between two sets of lighting. I'm controlling the lighting by software. Okay, as you can see, my hands. Yeah, I love the Logitech Litra light. I love my Brio camera, C920X, the TP-Link Deco, all great products. Now, back in March last year, I mean, I'm a desktop broadcaster. I've done over 2,000 live broadcasts. Okay, and I enjoy broadcasting in Amazon Live. Boy, do I enjoy broadcasting Amazon Live. And I want to thank you for spending time with me today. But I've been a desktop broadcaster. I've been broadcasting with BeLive for 5.5 years, and I work for BeLive. I enjoy working for BeLive. But I've always been a desktop broadcaster. Yeah. And I've got my mobile phone. He said, I hope I've got my mobile phone. I've done it again. I forgot. Just imagine I've got a mobile phone. I don't actually need it, but just imagine I've got one with me. Where have I left it? Don't worry about that. I'll find it after the show. Okay. I've been a desktop broadcaster, but in March of last year, I discovered this. Okay. And this is down in the carousel at the moment. And I'm just going to turn my iPad around so I can actually see it. Yeah, okay. This is a glorious piece of kit. This is exercise equipment. Now, let me just take the logo off from it so you can actually see it clearly. So I'm removing the logo. That was the BeLive logo, which is gone. So you can actually see this. This is exercise equipment. Along with the Fitbit, this is exercise equipment. When you use one of these, you are out walking. Walking is the best exercise we can have. Okay, a gimbal for fitness, home gimbal for fitness, but that's not its prime use. Okay, I want you to pretend for a moment, just bear with me a moment, and just pretend that this is a mobile phone. I put mine down somewhere. This is a mobile phone. Okay, if you go out and you shoot video on your mobile phone, then the thing you're actually concentrating on is that you don't want to drop the phone. Yeah, you don't want to drop the phone. So you're holding it tightly in your grip, which means that when you're actually filming, you may miss the best shots. Yeah, because you're holding so tight onto the camera because you don't want to drop it because it costs $1,100. Yeah, that's the first thing. Calm down. The second thing is that as we're walking, naturally, we actually go up and down, which means that our mobile camera goes up and down, which means that if we take video using our mobile camera, the resulting video will be shaky. Okay. Even a little bit shaky. It'll be shaky. That's why. That is the reason why a gimbal is a necessary piece of kit when you're doing mobile video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself there. Okay, so we should change. And I just a minute, I need to reorganize something. I put something in the wrong place. You don't belong there. Okay, so let's put that down there. Let's put that over there. And we're back. Okay, that never happened. Okay, this, I'm just going to move the microphone a little touch. This is the gimbal, and the basic idea is that your mobile phone goes into the clamp there. Now, the clamp, as you can see, is extending. Let me show you that way. The clamp actually extends, so it will take a larger mobile phone. So, I was afraid of, no, right. So your mobile phone goes in there. Now, just two things. One, take your mobile phone out of the case, and two, put the lens at the top. So it's resting on that bar there with the lens at the top. Yeah. Then you put this, don't switch it on like that. Okay. The first thing that when you press the power button is that it's going to calibrate, and it can't calibrate if you're moving it about. Put it on a solid surface. I've got it on a desk, but equally well, you could have it on a bench or a rock, anything that's solid. Then you can switch the on button and this will swivel and it will calibrate and you're set to go, and you can then use your gimbal to shoot video. Okay. The thing is that basically you're not afraid to drop it because your phone is secure in there. Okay. And the odds are that if this falls, well, you'd know about dropping this, wouldn't you, really? I mean, you can't forget you're holding it. Yeah. And the second thing is, because this is on a gimbal, 3-axis gimbal, as you go up and down, your camera goes up and down on the gimbal. Yeah. Which means that when you're shooting the video, it's smooth. Okay. Without a gimbal, you're shooting home movies. With a gimbal, you're creating video which can go on YouTube. Speaking of which, I can talk a lot about this gimbal, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video. If I can find it, you know what I'm like. If I can find it, I just want to find something at the moment. And okay. The video I'm about to show you was created with the home gimbal. Okay, this gimbal, this very gimbal, with my Samsung Android phone. And we're going to watch the video, and I can let me show you what it does. Okay, you actually want to see a video showing what it does. And I'm just going to go through my collection of videos until I find the one I'm looking for. And it's called Salisbury. If you see it before me. Okay. Okay, we're going to Salisbury Cathedral, which is about half an hour away from where I live. And we're going to watch a video that I created using the Home iSteady gimbal, which is down in the carousel. So I'm going to switch off and just play the video. Let's go. Walk around, and it is a great place to visit. There's something about Salisbury. And say hello to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Hopefully I'm live on my website too as we take this walk around Salisbury Cathedral. This is going to be a short broadcast,
but hopefully it's a successful one. I can't see your comments because I'm actually just following around the cloisters. Okay, now the plan is we'll walk around the four sides of the cloisters and try and avoid people. But Salisbury, for centuries, has been a place of pilgrimage, just in the same way that pilgrims in Spain go on pilgrimages. Then this is one of the places that people from Europe used to come and visit. We're about to go past a door in a moment, a very special door. So we head towards the end of the corridor, and this piece is closed off. There are gardens through that door. We can go out into the gardens, but we're coming up the third side of the cloisters. And if I go over here, then I can give you an idea of what he said standing up, what the cloisters actually look like. It is a beautiful sight. As I just pan round to the cathedral itself, and hopefully I can just climb down again. Okay, 1, 2, we're down. Okay, so now on our right, and it will be described in a moment on this poster here, this is the chapter house. And the chapter house, we can sort of look through the glass, but that's where there is one of the copies of the Magna Carta from 1215. And it's one of the original copies made at the time of the original. It's one of only 3 existing copies of the Magna Carta. And if you go through that doorway, then you can read and see.
Right, what we're going to now, because this is a YouTube video player, is I'm going to technically fast forward and show you the exterior if I can get it sorted. Okay, so we're moving forward. No, we're not. Just patience, grasshopper. Okay, and we're going to the outside of the church, and I'm going to show you the church itself.
The story of them show you the magnificence of the cathedral as we go around, and there's nobody walking around here. We're quite safe until I get to the edge. Then what I'm going to try and do is go up, and if I zoom out, you get some idea of what the cathedral actually looks like. I'm just going to try and adjust here because I do want to get it. That's it. I'm going right to the top of the spire, and it will be cold up there today, and then coming down. Sorry for being juddery, but we're actually coming down the external walls of the cathedral. Okay, so it is the 21st December.
It was the 21st December 2021. Thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. So that video was created with this gimbal and my phone, but you'll notice that I was doing a voiceover. Now, in order to do a voiceover, I could use my mobile phone's microphone. Yeah, but down in the carousel now, you will see that there is a lapel microphone. And it is this lapel microphone, and the lapel microphone. I love. This is the carrying pouch for the lapel microphone. I love. Sorry, I want to show the logo. I love what it says on the back. It says, "Words can change lives. Record them perfectly." That's its phrase. And this is the box that it comes in. Okay, this is the lapel microphone. Now, with the lapel microphone, which I put down, beautiful box. With the lapel microphone, this is its carrying case. I put this in my rucksack with my gimbal, and this, when I take it out, will be the lapel microphone that you can see down in the carousel. Okay, you have the microphone. The microphone has a crocodile clip attached, and you open the crocodile clip and you attach it to your clothing. And I just stood up. There you are. Lapel microphone attached to your clothing. Now, in summer, it can be a t-shirt or a shirt, short sleeve shirt like this, or it can be in winter, and we're going to get snow in England over the next week. In winter, it can be your outer clothing, and you put that on there. And then the other end of the audio lead just plugs into your phone. Now, as far as your phone's concerned, as soon as you plug this in, the microphone that I'm wearing now takes over. It's in control. It cuts out the microphone that's in your mobile phone, and you're using then this microphone. And it's important to actually have a microphone. This is the difference. This microphone, I'll just take it off again because I want to talk about it. This microphone is the difference. Yeah. This is the difference between amateur and professional video. Because we know, we've talked earlier about the importance of sound, the importance of having a desktop external microphone. The Elgato Wave 3 is the one I've got. This is the equivalent of having good sound on a mobile broadcast. Just plug this in to your phone, clip it to your clothing, and this simply works. And you heard just then with the video that I played, the quality of the sound, because this is up against you, which means that you are actually absorbing the sound. Yeah, you're acting as your own sound absorber. It will pick up sound from around you, but it will be in the background. You're in the foreground. You're the first sound to be heard is you. So they can hear the atmosphere, but they can hear you talking. And that's what this does. Now, I first started this when I first started live broadcasting. I started to create training courses on Udemy, Udemy, which is the best online training course system. And I created videos about how to live broadcast. And Udemy said, we need to have a good quality video and good quality sound. What we'd like you to do is to soundproof the room that you're working in. Yeah. Now we're going back 4 or 5 years. I've got sort of 16,000 students on Udemy, and they were asking me to put eggshells all around the wall, yeah, to dampen the sound. Okay, now we don't need to do that. But they said, if you don't want to put eggshells on your wall and soundproof your room, get yourself a lapel microphone. Now, with this lapel microphone, I made my Udemy courses. So it's not just for live broadcasting, it satisfies Udemy's stringent quality control. So I've created live video courses about live video using this very unit, which have done well, and done well because they've got good sound. They've got good sound because I'm using the lapel microphone. Of course, the other thing we have today, if when I record now, I obviously record using the Elgato Wave 3 with crisp.ai. You're listening to me at the moment, and you can't hear any background noises. This is just because you're watching me and you've been wonderful. I do appreciate it. This is not in the carousel, but there is a website called crisp.ai, and they do quite probably some of the best noise cancellation software around. You can use it for free so many hours a month. I'm using it now, and it means that with my Elgato Wave 3 microphone, you can't hear anything that's going on around me. And I'm going to tell you a true story. Not that some of my stories aren't true, but you know what I mean. We had a situation where the roof was leaking. The rain was coming through the roof. And the roofers came round, they did a site survey, and they said, you've got two choices. Either we can repair the bit that's leaking, or if you're looking for an investment rather than a repair, we can take the whole roof off and put a new roof on. Okay. Now, in terms of investment, the new roof was the best thing to do. Now, in order to get a new roof, you have to have scaffolding all around your building so that the roofers, tilers, can actually get access to the roof itself. So all around our house, they put up scaffolding. Now, they had to take the roof down and they had to put the new roof up. During the course of the time they were doing that, which was 2.5 weeks, they were making a racket. They were making a loud noise. Because I was using Crisp.ai in my broadcasts, all the noises that I could hear were not being fed into my live broadcasts. I was able to broadcast and nobody knew about the tilers and roofers being outside because of Crisp.ai. I would have been off air for 3 weeks. Nobody wants to listen to a live broadcast where you've got people hammering away in the background. It's annoying enough when you know why it's happening. It's even more annoying when you don't. So, noise cancellation, Crisp AI, for a decent, semi-professional to professional live video, then do use an external lapel microphone like the one that's down in the carousel. And the one in the carousel today is 41% off. It's $35.45 for this, and it comes with a muff. I'm going to say, well, it comes with covers for the microphone, and it's just a very effective way to actually create videos, because I created videos all throughout 2021, put them onto YouTube, and people can listen to them and watch them on YouTube, and they listen and they get my narrative as being the first primary sound. So lapel microphone for semi-professional to professional live video. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is just a quick demonstration. The cover there just goes over like that. I'll fit it properly in a moment, but there it is. Okay, you just watched a microphone actually get closed. That's it, that's the microphone. Okay, and I'll put it back in its bag later. Okay, so you use the gimbal, your phone and microphone for live video, which you and your family can watch, and you can put it on YouTube and other people can watch it as well. You're recording history and you're recording it for posterity. Do it steadily. Don't be worried about your camera. Don't be worried about shaking. Gimbal takes care of that, and that's the one that's down in the carousel. Okay, you are watching Stephen live from England. Now, I can talk about anything that's down in the carousel. If you've got any questions, then please do ask. But that's professional grade microphone. The other thing that you actually need, this is a true story. The other thing you actually need is something I showed you earlier, which is this. I was out with the gimbal, and Goke and I went down to Portsmouth in the south of England, and we went to Portsmouth Royal Navy dockyards. And there you can find HMS Warrior, HMS Victory, and the Murray Rose, 3 famous ships. And I got my gimbal out, I got my phone out, put my microphone in, set off and started recording, did HMS Warrior. Then we walked through all the workshops and we got to HMS Victory, and I stopped there and I filmed the whole of HMS Victory and told the story of HMS Victory in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1812, with Lord Nelson captaining the Victory ship to victory. And then I was just about to go around the corner to the Murray Rose when my video went, and then my sound went, and then my phone went off. Yeah, I lost power. I was live at the time. When I use my mobile phone, I actually go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch on my website. And I was doing that. I was broadcasting live to the world, and all of a sudden, stopped. and it stopped because my battery on my camera just went. Now, I do normally charge my camera the night before. Good thinking. But now I carry this with me, and this is down in the carousel now. It is the battery power pack, and it means that it goes in my rucksack. If I'm out and about again, then I can basically just plug my phone in here and carry on filming. So this is my plan B. If I forget to charge my phone, I can use this. But this is not just a charger for a mobile phone. This can charge anything. It can actually charge with that little fitting. It can charge your Fitbit. Okay. It can charge anything that takes a USB-C cable. So it's not just mobile phone, it's everything. So it saves my bacon now. And in addition to that, as I put it down, it also, yep, I'm back. So that's it. You've got your gimbal, you've got your lapel microphone, and you've got your battery power pack. You're good to go. Okay, and do go and make mobile videos. I'd love to see your mobile videos because you don't live where I live. And I'd love to find out a bit more about where you live. Make the mobile video, put it up on YouTube, and then send me a link. And I'd love to watch about your hometown or the places that you actually visit. It's fascinating watching live video because we can't hope to visit everywhere. Now we're free, we can actually travel, we can do almost everything we like after 2 years of, well, 2 difficult years for us all. But we've come through the other side now. Going live with your gimbal is, as I say, for fitness as well. And for fitness, I can heartily recommend, and I'm going to go onto it now because I'm hoping to find it. Down in the carousel now, you can see the Fitbit Inspire 2. This is, you are watching, just a reminder, you're watching Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healey, and if I take it off, you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. Okay, and down in the carousel is the Fitbit Inspire 2, which today is 19% off. I've got special offers in the carousel. When it's a special price, I will tell you today it is 15% off. It's $86.79. So this is the action part of Lights, Camera, Action. Okay, the Fitbit Inspire 2. Now I'm going to take this off just to show you. And I want to set something up at the same time because it's important that you actually see this to get an understanding of what Fitbit is all about. So give me a second. I won't take a second. Okay, I've got it. Okay, so I've set the website up. This is a Fitbit. This is a Fitbit Inspire 2. This measures your steps on a daily basis. If you just walk about the house or the office, then you'll do about 3/4 to a mile a day. Okay. Now a mile is 2,000 steps. 2,000 steps is a mile on average. This will measure your steps. And as soon as you go out the door, you're actually getting fitter. Okay. The more steps you do in a day, the fitter you are. And this is my prime method of keeping fit. It tracks the number of steps that I do each day. Now, first thing, when you buy the Fitbit.com, everything I'm about to show you is free. This is not a subscription service. Buy the Fitbit and you get access to an ecosystem, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Fitbit itself, you can get any different types. You can get designer straps. Okay. This can be a fashion accessory. It just goes onto your wrist and the central bit is the lozenge there. This is my 4th Fitbit. I buy a new one every 2 years. And this basically is the way that I keep fit, by walking. Okay, it's the simplest form of exercise is walking. This counts your steps, but that's just the start. This will tell you how many steps you've done today. Shall we go over? He said, trying to put it on. Shall we take a trip over, yeah, to the Fitbit website? Okay, now no matter which Fitbit you get, first thing you do is you go over to fitbit.com. I'm just going to share, let me set something up, and I'm going to go there. Oh, we're right, I'm good. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen. So let's go for screen share, and I'm going to go over to the web page for fitbit.com and share it. Okay, and I'm going to come back here. And just to note, Fitbit is owned by Google. Yeah. So as far as backing is concerned, this is backed by Google. Okay. So, and I've had Fitbits for 8 years. So think longevity. I'm going to say thank you for watching me. Just a minute. That was the wrong button. What I actually wanted to do was this. Just give me a second. Yeah, I got it. What I actually wanted to do was not that. Okay, let me hide that. Where did that come from? Hide. Back to me. I don't know where that came from. That was a ghost in the machine. Let's hide Salisbury. Let's hide my second camera. This is going to be the grand finale. You can't do this to me. Oh, wait a minute. What have they done? Ah, okay. Let me bring this back in then. Just a second. Let's hope this works this time. Okay, thing is that I actually clicked a wrong page. Okay, so when you buy your Fitbit and you register it, you also register on the fitbit.com site. Okay, thanks for watching me live. This is great fun. The first thing you can see top left is community. There is a community of Fitbit wearers. Now, the thing they have in common is they want to keep fit and they wear a Fitbit. And this is the first free part of Fitbit.com to be able to organize challenges. Now, I take part in 2 challenges per week, a weekday challenge Monday through Friday, and a weekend challenge Saturday and Sunday. Now, the idea of a challenge is to encourage each other to do more steps. Simple as that. More and more steps. I'm never going to be, there's a league of about 10 of us. I'm never going to be the top, but I'm never going to be the bottom. I'm going to be somewhere in between. This is challenging and cheering each other on. This is community. And the Fitbit community is one of the most supportive communities I've ever found. If you go out your door wearing your Fitbit and you do a 3-mile walk, your community on Fitbit will know about it and they will cheer you on. If you go and do a 10-mile walk, they will cheer you even more. That's the community on Fitbit that you become part of. And you can play a small part, you can play a large part, you can take part in challenges. The challenges are free. Okay. I just love Fitbit. Okay. The second thing is that you can wear your Fitbit to track your sleep. Now, if you wear your Fitbit for 4 consecutive nights, and it's quite unobtrusive really to wear, then you'll see your sleep pattern. You'll see when you wake up during the night, and we all do, and go back to sleep again. You'll see when you're in dream sleep, REM sleep. You'll see when you see your pattern of sleep over 4 days. Based on that 4 days of tracking you, Fitbit will offer advice on your sleep pattern. Okay, you'll be able to see in graphical form your sleep pattern. You'll see when you wake up. You'll see when you go back to sleep. You'll see when you go to bed. You'll see when you get up. All of that is being tracked. Now, you only need to do it for 4 nights. That's enough information for Fitbit to make recommendations. The next one next to that shows you the maximum number of steps you have walked in a day. And you can see that it says that I have walked 60,000 steps in a day. Now, quick bit of maths. Quick bit of maths will tell you that 60,000 steps is 30 miles. So yes, I have walked 30 miles in a day. I take part in this, which is, this is my medal for walking marathons. 26 miles, 385 yards, and I did it. But I wobbled a bit, okay, and I actually did 30 miles, which is 60,000 steps. So it tells you the maximum number of steps that you've done in a day. The other side, on the right-hand side, it will measure your weight. Now, in terms of your weight, you can record your weight on a regular basis. Again, this is all free. There is no cost to this. You can record your weight on a regular basis. You can measure weight. You can also keep a food diary. Okay. And on the app and on the desktop, you can say the foods you've eaten during the day to keep a track of your calorie intake. And the other side of it, we know is on Fitbit, is a calorie outtake. Okay. So you've got both sides of the equation covered. Underneath, you will see my exercise pattern for this month. And you'll see that I've done something every day. Now, I've done something every day because Angelica, my partner, said at the beginning of this year, what we should do is we should go out for a walk every single day of 2022. And we're now at the 30th of March 2022, which means, quick bit of maths, there have been 89 days. And we have been walking for 84 of those. We've gone out the front door with our Fitbits and we've just walked. That's our way of staying fit. Underneath that, I'm going to go to the website here. You can see that it's measuring my steps each day. So I did 3,590 yesterday. Not good, but reasonable. But now I'm going over to the See More tab, and you can see my steps today. Okay, and more importantly, you can see my steps this month, this week, this month, and this year. Now, you can see at the bottom there that so far in the last 12 months, I've walked 871 miles. That means that I have to make some adjustments. I want to do 1,000 miles in a year. Fitbit and the community on Fitbit.com are going to inspire me to do that. Fitbit will measure it. People will cheer me on the site. My information is automatically recorded on the site. I can make public what I want to make public. I can keep private anything I want to keep private. So that has been the action part of today's live broadcast. I want to say thank you for watching me live. It's a pleasure to be here. You have been watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. I love Amazon Live. I love your company. I want to say enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Have an amazing day. I'm live again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern and on Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Take care. Bye for now. Thank you. Bye.